If your doctor recently warned that your creatinine is quietly climbing higher, please stop scrolling and stay with me now. Maybe you have noticed strange, foamy urine swirling inside the toilet bowl most mornings, for no clear reason you understand. Maybe you wake 2 or 3 times nightly, shuffling toward the bathroom while the entire sleeping house stays completely silent. Maybe a heavy tiredness now follows you everywhere, even after full sleep, and nobody around you can quite explain why. These quiet signals are easy to ignore, yet together they often whisper that your kidneys are silently begging for help. I am Dr. Helen Brooks, and I have spent nearly 30 years sitting beside frightened patients who feel exactly this. For most of those years, my entire focus has been kidneys, the 2 organs that quietly decide how you feel. I have watched thousands of seniors walk through my door clutching a lab report, scared, confused, and feeling utterly alone. Almost every single week, somebody leans forward and quietly asks me one hopeful question about their slowly weakening, frightened kidneys. They ask whether any food on earth might actually help, instead of slowly being pushed toward machines and dialysis chairs. My honest answer today is yes, food truly matters, but only when you choose it wisely and prepare it correctly. Before we begin, I must warn you about the dangerous nonsense crowding the internet whenever the words kidney disease appear. You have seen those videos screaming that you can completely cure failing kidneys in only 3 magical, effortless, painless days. You have seen promises that one strange drink will instantly crash your creatinine overnight while you peacefully sleep it away. That is pure fantasy, and as a real physician, I refuse to ever insult your intelligence with empty miracle claims. Everything I share today rests on genuine science, published research, and guidance from trusted bodies like the famous Mayo Clinic. There are no tricks hiding here, only honest truth. Because honest truth is already powerful enough to change your life. Today I will reveal 5 everyday vegetables that real clinical evidence links to healthier, calmer, and better protected kidney function. These humble foods can ease the heavy burden your tired kidneys carry and gently support steadier creatinine over patient months. I will also expose the preparation mistakes that quietly turn healthy vegetables into something secretly harming your already fragile kidneys. That hidden section matters more than the list itself, so promise me right now you will stay until the end. Let me first give you 90 honest seconds that will finally make every vegetable on this entire list completely click. Once this single idea truly settles inside your mind, you will never again look at your dinner plate the same. Creatinine, that frightening number printed on your report, is simply a waste product your working muscles produce all day long. Every time your muscles move and burn their fuel, they quietly leave creatinine behind as ordinary leftover cellular waste material. That waste drifts through your blood until healthy kidneys strain it out and quietly send it down into your urine. Each kidney performs this delicate straining through roughly 1 million microscopic filters that scientists have carefully named your tiny nephrons. When years of high pressure, high sugar, and grinding inflammation wear those nephrons down, the patient daily straining steadily slows. The creatinine your body makes all day can no longer leave fast enough, so it backs up inside your bloodstream. Your report then climbs, drifting past 1.2, past 1.5, and sometimes frighteningly higher than that still. Here lies the part that quietly hands real control straight back into your own ordinary hands, every single living day. That number does not only measure damage, because it also answers directly to 2 things sitting inside your daily choices. First, how much waste and salt you ask your struggling kidneys to filter through every single passing hour and day. Second, how much fresh damage those filters absorb from inflammation and from the tiny blood vessels quietly feeding them daily. Every vegetable I name today pulls firmly on one of those 2 powerful levers hiding inside your own daily routine. Less burden flowing in and less damage landing at the filter. Together, that truly is the entire kidney protection game. Our very first vegetable is red cabbage, and please notice that word red, because the deep color is doing medicine. That purple red comes from a natural pigment called anthocyanin, one of the strongest antioxidants you could ever possibly eat. A struggling kidney lives under constant oxidative stress, which simply means invisible cellular rust spreading quietly through its delicate tissue. That rust is driven by unstable molecules called free radicals that scar a few more precious nephrons every passing year. The anthocyanins inside red cabbage step forward, neutralize those wild free radicals, and gently calm that destructive internal rusting down. Less oxidative stress means the working filters you still have left finally get to hold their fragile ground much longer. But I reach for red cabbage first because of the mineral numbers that quietly decide whether any kidney diet succeeds. Red cabbage stays naturally low in potassium, carrying only around 100 milligrams inside a single, modest half-cup serving. It also stays low in phosphorus and sodium, which makes it nearly perfect for someone walking through stage 3 disease. Damaged kidneys struggle badly to clear extra potassium and phosphorus, and rising levels can stiffen vessels and disturb heart rhythm. So you receive a genuinely powerful antioxidant wrapped gently inside the exact mineral profile your tired kidneys quietly need most. On top of that, red cabbage delivers vitamin C, vitamin K, healthy fiber, and sulfur compounds supporting your natural detox. Listen closely to preparation, because raw red cabbage protects every fragile bit of that vitamin C and that powerful pigment. Shred it thin into a fresh slaw, then dress it lightly with olive oil, lemon juice, and cracked black pepper. If you prefer it warm, sauté it quickly and gently so the leaves still keep a little satisfying living crunch. Please avoid 2 common mistakes, because both quietly destroy everything good hiding inside this beautiful, affordable, deeply protective purple vegetable. Never bury it under salty, store-bought sauerkraut, because that drowns a low-sodium food beneath a mountain of salt. Never soak your slaw in heavy, sugary bottled dressing either, because that single careless choice erases the entire health benefit. Our second vegetable is one I recommend confidently to nearly every kidney patient I meet, and that is plain cauliflower. It looks forgettable sitting in the produce aisle, pale and quiet beside the louder, brighter, more colorful vegetables around it. Yet for your kidneys, this humble white workhorse quietly delivers protection that flashier, prettier vegetables simply cannot consistently match today. Start with the numbers, because cauliflower stays low in potassium, holding roughly 150 milligrams inside a half cup. It also stays low in phosphorus and sodium, while delivering generous vitamin C and folate your depleted body genuinely needs. Kidney patients on restricted diets often run dangerously low on exactly those water-soluble vitamins that quietly wash away daily. Beneath its plain surface, cauliflower belongs to the same cruciferous family and carries compounds your body converts into protective sulforaphane. Sulforaphane ranks among the most studied anti-inflammatory compounds, switching on your body's own internal defense and natural detox pathways. For a kidney quietly fighting low-grade inflammation year after year, that gentle daily support genuinely slows the ongoing damage. Here, cauliflower becomes a secret weapon because it transforms into the perfect, comforting substitute for foods you sadly gave up. If you miss creamy mashed potatoes but fear their potassium, steamed mashed cauliflower delivers that same warm, satisfying, comforting bowl. That matters deeply, because the main reason patients abandon a kidney diet is feeling starved, punished, deprived, and quietly miserable. A food that tastes like a treat yet behaves like medicine keeps a frightened patient loyally walking the healing path. Prepare it by steaming lightly or roasting inside the oven with olive oil and herbs until the edges turn golden. The biggest mistake here, which I sadly witness constantly, is smothering innocent cauliflower beneath thick, salty, heavy, melted cheese sauce. Cheese carries both phosphorus and sodium, the exact 2 minerals you are desperately working to lower, so simply skip it. Flavor your cauliflower instead with fresh garlic and fragrant herbs, which carries us perfectly toward our surprising third vegetable today. Our third vegetable is the one I promised would genuinely surprise you, and that humble, surprising vegetable is fresh garlic. I can already hear your hesitation, because I hear that exact worried hesitation inside my examination room almost every week. Patients ask whether garlic thins the blood, or whether strong, pungent food secretly strains already weakened, struggling, slowly failing kidneys. Stay with me, because this is exactly the kind of dangerous half-truth that frightens careful people away from protection. The genuine warnings you heard concern concentrated garlic supplements, those high-dose capsules that can interact with blood-thinning medication. That caution is real, so if you take a blood thinner, always clear any supplement with your own trusted doctor. But real garlic, the actual fresh clove you crush into your home cooking, is honestly a completely different protective thing. When you crush or chop a fresh clove, it releases a powerful sulfur compound that researchers have carefully named allicin. Allicin is where garlic's quiet healing power truly lives, and one gift it offers is gently lowering your blood pressure. Now pay close attention, because this is the crucial connection that almost nobody ever bothers drawing clearly for frightened patients. High blood pressure remains one of the two leading causes of kidney failure across this entire country, year after year. Every time your pressure runs high, it pounds against the delicate vessels inside your filters and wears them out faster. So anything that gently eases your blood pressure is directly protecting your kidneys at the deepest level that truly matters. Garlic helps accomplish exactly that, and it quietly performs another equally valuable favor inside your kitchen during everyday, ordinary cooking. It makes ordinary food taste genuinely wonderful without salt, so you naturally reach for that dangerous salt shaker far less. Cutting sodium remains one of the single most powerful protective things any kidney patient can do for their fragile filters. Use fresh garlic, crush it, then let it rest about 10 quiet minutes before it ever touches your cooking heat. That patient resting time lets the precious allicin fully form, so your body receives the complete protective benefit it deserves. Avoid two simple traps, and the first trap is garlic salt, which is mostly sodium and quietly undoes every benefit. The second trap is high-dose supplement capsules, especially risky if you currently take any prescribed blood-thinning medication daily. Choose the fresh clove, never the capsule, and used wisely, garlic becomes one of the kindest flavors inside your kitchen. Let me pause now and place a real human face onto everything we have carefully discussed together so far today. I want to tell you about a patient I will simply call Raymond, a quiet, gentle man carrying enormous fear. Raymond first walked into my office at 66, and his creatinine had slowly crept upward to 1.6. His filtering number had quietly slipped to 54, and his own doctor had spoken the frightening words, stage 3. He was terrified, and honestly, he was eating the heavy, salty, processed way that sadly so many of us eat. Hold tightly onto Raymond, because near the end I will tell you exactly what changed inside his frightened, hopeful life. Before we reach number 4, remember why you are still here, patiently learning, hoping, and quietly fighting for your kidneys. Those first 3 vegetables work directly on inflammation and blood pressure, 2 silent engines driving most kidney damage steadily forward. The next 2 vegetables round out your protection, and then those crucial preparation mistakes arrive, so please keep faithfully watching. Our 4th vegetable is the one renal dietitians genuinely celebrate, and that bright, cheerful champion is the red bell pepper. If you have read any kidney diet sheet, you know most of it is simply a list of forbidden foods. The red bell pepper is one rare food that proudly lands on the welcome Yes list, printed in confident bold. The reason is potassium, or rather the wonderful lack of it, because this sweet vegetable stays genuinely low in potassium. It also stays low in sodium and low in phosphorus, making it a clear, satisfying yes inside a restrictive diet. For someone constantly hearing no, here finally sits a sweet, crunchy, colorful vegetable answering back with a cheerful, generous yes. It earns that place for more than gentleness, because the red bell pepper ranks among the most vitamin-rich vegetables. It carries an enormous amount of vitamin C, actually far more per bite than the orange most people proudly trust. It also delivers vitamin A, vitamin B6, and folate, supporting tired bodies that restricted diets have slowly worn down. That brilliant red comes from antioxidant pigments, including lycopene and beta-carotene, that fight the same rust scarring your nephrons. So you gain genuine antioxidant protection inside a sweet food your overworked kidneys barely have to struggle to process safely. This vegetable is also the easiest one to actually eat, which honestly matters more than most frightened patients ever realize. The best kidney food is simply the one you will happily keep reaching for, again and again, week after week. Slice red bell pepper into strips and keep them ready inside your fridge for an afternoon snack, replacing chips entirely. Roast it and fold it into your morning eggs, or chop it raw into that protective red cabbage slaw earlier. Avoid the same villains again, so never buy jarred roasted peppers floating inside salty brine loaded with enormous hidden sodium. Never grab pre-sliced marinated peppers from the deli case either, because they hide the very same dangerous sodium load. Buy them whole, buy them fresh, and prepare them yourself so you alone stay in complete control of the salt. Our fifth vegetable is asparagus, and it brings your kidneys something none of the others quite manage to deliver alone. Asparagus stands among the richest food sources of a compound scientists often call the body's quiet master antioxidant, named glutathione. Your cells use glutathione everywhere to clean up internal damage, including deep inside the hard-working tissue of your tired kidneys. When you eat asparagus, you hand your body more raw material it needs for its own deepest, quietest repair work. For an organ trapped under chronic oxidative stress, that extra repair material offers genuine, meaningful, science-backed, protective daily support. Asparagus also does something many people actually feel almost immediately, because it works as a gentle, natural, mild fluid diuretic. That simply means it nudges your body to release a little extra fluid and gently flush stagnant waste material through. For many people carrying mild fluid retention, that soft flushing feels wonderful and quietly eases the puffiness around their ankles. It also contains a special prebiotic fiber called inulin that lovingly feeds the healthy, beneficial bacteria living inside your gut. That gut connection matters more than it sounds, because a healthier gut produces fewer waste toxins your kidneys must filter. Less waste manufactured inside your body simply means noticeably less exhausting work landing at your already overburdened, struggling kidney filters. Now asparagus arrives with one honest footnote, and skipping it would mean failing the responsibility I genuinely owe you today. Asparagus runs moderate in potassium, holding around 200 milligrams per half cup, and it also contains compounds called purines. For most people earlier in kidney disease, eating a normal portion, that is, completely fine, and the benefits clearly outweigh. But if you have gout or advanced disease heading toward stage 4, keep portions modest and ask your doctor first. For the great majority of you watching right now, asparagus genuinely belongs proudly on your dinner plate again this week. Prepare it by steaming lightly, roasting, or grilling with a little olive oil, and, you already guessed it, fresh garlic. The one mistake that ruins it completely is buying canned asparagus, because canned vegetables swim inside shockingly enormous hidden sodium. Choose fresh or frozen asparagus only, and you protect every fragile drop of the precious glutathione your kidneys quietly crave. Now we finally reach the part I promised you back at the very beginning, the part most videos completely ignore. Honestly, this section may matter more than the entire vegetable list, because preparation quietly decides whether these foods help you. Here is the hard truth I've watched unfold for nearly 30 years inside examination rooms with frightened, hopeful patients. You can buy every vegetable I named, eat them faithfully every day, and still harm your kidneys preparing them wrongly. So let me hand you the preparation mistakes carefully ordered by exactly how dangerous each one truly is for kidneys. The single most dangerous mistake of all is reaching innocently for that healthy-looking product labeled light or salt substitute. So many caring patients throw out their table salt and proudly buy something labeled no salt, believing it far healthier. For a kidney patient, that well-meaning swap can become genuinely, frighteningly, even life-threateningly dangerous in ways nobody warns. Those products simply replace ordinary sodium with potassium chloride. And that single word, potassium, should now stop you completely cold. Your damaged kidneys already struggle badly to clear potassium, so dumping more inside can push levels toward dangerous heart rhythms. The National Kidney Foundation warns about this exact danger directly, so please never treat this particular caution as small print. If you remember nothing else from today, remember never using a salt substitute unless your kidney doctor specifically prescribed it. The second mistake is sodium hiding quietly in plain sight, secretly sabotaging even the healthiest vegetable sitting on your plate. You can take the healthiest vegetable on earth and completely ruin it with soy sauce, garlic salt, or bottled dressing. Sodium raises your blood pressure, and high blood pressure is precisely the silent force steadily chewing through your fragile filters. It also makes your body cling to fluid, which is exactly why your ankles swell and weight jumps overnight suddenly. Flavor your food instead with fresh garlic, fragrant herbs, bright lemon juice, sharp vinegar, and plenty of cracked black pepper. Train your taste buds away from salt, and within only a few short weeks, you genuinely stop missing it entirely. The third common mistake is completely misunderstanding boiling, because boiling sometimes helps, yet other times quietly destroys everything good instead. There is a real technique called leaching, where you boil high-potassium vegetables and discard the water, pulling potassium out. That trick helps certain foods, but today's 5 vegetables already stay low in potassium, so hard boiling simply wastes them. Boiling these particular vegetables to death destroys the vitamin C, the anthocyanins, and the glutathione you specifically wanted them for. So for these 5 protective vegetables, keep it light, steaming quickly, roasting, sautéing gently, or simply eating them fresh, raw. Never pour that leftover cooking water across your plate as sauce, imagining you cleverly rescued the precious, vanishing, lost nutrients. Let me finally bring Raymond back now, because you patiently stayed faithful, so you have honestly earned the rest today. Across roughly 6 quiet months, Raymond never did anything dramatic, and he never once bought a single expensive bottled supplement. He simply folded these vegetables steadily into his ordinary week, one humble grocery trip and one home-cooked meal afterward. He kept red cabbage and red bell pepper sliced raw inside his fridge, ready as easy snacks replacing salty chips. He mashed cauliflower instead of potatoes, used garlic everywhere replacing his salt shaker, and ate asparagus a couple nights weekly. He threw away his salt substitute the very day I gently explained what that dangerous product actually was doing inside. He cut the canned and processed food, and slowly, quietly, patiently, his frightened body began responding to his honest effort. When Raymond returned, his blood pressure had finally come down, and his creatinine had settled back toward 1.4. His filtering number held steady instead of falling, and for a terrified man, that hard-won stability honestly meant everything. I must stay honest with you, because Raymond's kidneys were never magically cured, and the older damage never simply vanished. What truly changed is that he lifted the burden, eased the pressure, and gave his surviving filters a fighting chance. Now, I must draw one clear line, because I take my deep responsibility toward your safety extremely seriously every day. Food is genuine support, yet food never replaces your doctor, your prescriptions, or the careful monitoring your condition honestly requires. If your creatinine rises quickly, if you make far less urine, or if your legs and face swell, call promptly. If you feel breathless, confused, or deeply exhausted, those warning signs are reasons to be seen urgently, never managed alone. If you currently sit in stage 4, stage 5, or dialysis, every food choice needs individual guidance from your team. Your potassium and phosphorus limits there grow much tighter, so these vegetables become the floor of care, never the ceiling. So let me make everything simple now, exactly the way I would if you were sitting quietly across from me. On your very next grocery trip, buy all 5: red cabbage, cauliflower, garlic, red bell pepper, and fresh green asparagus. Get those 5 protective vegetables into your cart first, before anything processed, salty, packaged, or quietly pretending to be healthy. Tonight, wash 1 red cabbage and 1 bell pepper. Slice them and place them at eye level inside your fridge. Find your salt substitute, if you secretly own one, and throw it away today unless your kidney doctor prescribed it. Replace the salt shaker beside your stove with a small bowl of fresh garlic and a few fragrant dried herbs. Finally, pull out your last lab report and find 2 numbers, your creatinine and your filtering rate. Then write them. Know exactly where you stand today, so 3 months from now you can clearly see whether your quiet work paid. None of this is a miracle, and I promised faithfully at the beginning that I would never sell you one. This is simply the quiet, honest, unglamorous daily work that genuinely changes how hard your tired kidneys must labor daily. And a kidney forced to work a little less hard is a kidney that lasts you a great deal longer. I told you that high blood pressure quietly destroys kidneys, and that hidden salt lurks in places you never suspected. But salt is honestly not the only thing sitting on your daily plate, quietly pushing your creatinine number steadily upward. A handful of everyday foods, proudly marketed as healthy, are secretly straining your fragile filters hard every single ordinary day. In my next video, I walk through those deceptive foods one by one and show exactly what to eat instead. That lesson is the natural other half of everything we did today, so please go watch it right now, next.